All right, welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans, right here on the YouTube and the Twitch, and wherever you get your podcast audio worldwide, baby. To my left, your right, Mr. Front Row Bill in the house ran all the way home from Full Sail. Boy, you must be tired, Bill. How you doing tonight?
Oof, my arms are tired, man. Woo. No, it was a good run at Full Sail, and now we're going back to Texas already. So TNA keeping the wrestling landscape busy with their traveling ways, and definitely making an impact this year. Looking like the biggest weekend 2-day attendance coming up. So it's going to be a big weekend for TNA, man. El Paso looking to break some records and trending. Tickets no longer on sale on the TNA website for Sacrifice. So if there are some tickets left, it looks like it's going to be sold out by tomorrow. And those TV tapings the next day are following right behind. So looking like a good weekend.
Yeah, if anything, it looks like, because I was just on the website and it looked like if you were gonna get one, you could only get it for general admission. Yeah, but everything else is grayed out. So, yeah, that's a great sign. That's a great sign. So yeah, maybe one or two as far as capacity, or whatever, um, slim pickings if you are lucky to get one.
Yeah. So
So
attendance
yeah,
in the thousands this weekend. So can't go wrong with that.
no, that's great to hear, man. Every time TNA has one of these events, whether it's one of their quarterly, big pay per views, or one of their, um, monthly shows that are, smaller in stature, but still, tons of fun.
Tons of
They
well, speaking of monthly shows and tons of fun, J-Bone. I know you're gonna do some J-Bone's news. However, were you gonna touch on the new pricing of the big world champion? I believe it's the world champion membership tier that they
I
announced today.
I was, yeah.
Because
It
that's
says there's an
everything. That's everything. That's the monthlies and the 4 tentpole.
Oh yeah, yeah. They've got new pricing and new plans. Now the one thing that did not change is the monthly. The monthly
Yeah,
is still $10 a
still
month,
available. Yep.
9.99. Um, and that you get the TNA Plus live specials, Impact Wrestling Explosion, and the full TNA content library. Still not bad, not bad. ten
Everything but
bucks
the
a
big
month.
4.
Right, right. You can't beat that. Yeah. And so new
So that's
seasonal pack.
$120 a month if you buy every month at $9.99.
Right, right, correct. Yeah,
120 a year. Yeah.
for a year. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Um, seasonal, um, new offering at $49.99 for 3 months, including all content plus live pay per view events during the subscription period.
So you get the
So,
1 tentpole for that 3-month period.
right, exclusively available during limited order windows. Um, so you got to kind of look out for that. TNA's first seasonal pass will be available through looks like 12 a.m. April 11th.
Okay.
So you can't just get that any old time. You got to get it within the next month to take advantage of that seasonal price. Still not bad, because you're basically getting price for a major pay per view. You're getting the whole shebang 3 months. But now here's the Whopper bill.
Ooh,
Here's the Whopper, the annual,
Whopper.
which is
The annual.
what I have. Now I paid the $219.99, and I was lucky to do that. But you get everything plus all 4 major pay-per-views. Okay. They have brought that price. Are you ready? They have brought
Don
that
West? Where are you at,
price.
brother?
Are you kidding me? They have brought the price down to $159.99. $160. That's $60 cheaper. Holy crap. That's over a full pay-per-view plus cheaper.
From 120 to 160.
To
That
220.
means you're getting, but like if you're just buying $10 a month, you're going from 120 to 160 to get all 4 tentpole pay-per-views. That's an additional $10 a pay-per-view for the big 4. That's what you're paying in the end. $10.
Correct. Yeah.
Can't beat that.
So this plan includes all pay-per-view events, Genesis, Rebellion, Slammiversary, Bound for Glory, exclusive TNA live specials, including Sacrifice live from El Paso, March 14th, which is tomorrow, and TNA weekly shows, Impact, Explosion, full access to the TNA Plus content library, plus TNA Plus originals, such as Immersed and Joe Hendry's food fight. Now, they did advertise that Immersed special. I have not watched it yet, but I just saw advertising for it today. So I'm guessing it just went on there recently.
Yeah, I'm not seen it yet, but I saw, kind of the trailer or whatever you will for it. But look very good. Look very good. Looking forward to seeing it.
Right. And it's basically a behind the scenes leading up to Ziggler and Joe Hendry's Nemeth. I'm sorry. He's always going to be
his big brother.
His big Ziggler.
Kid show.
That sounded a little sorry. Did I say that?
You going Urkel? Did I do that?
Did I do that? Oh my. Yes, hit that like button. Thank you, Antonio. And we'll jump in the chat in a second. We're just covering a couple more things. Don't think we haven't forgotten about you.
We never forget.
But yeah, tremendous news about the TNA Plus. So now more than ever,
no reason to miss Sacrifice.
Right. At least go for the $10 to get Sacrifice, and then if you want to like upgrade after that, you can always do that. You know, your taxes come back within the next couple months. Boom, get it. Whatever, you know, unless it's already spent. But I'm just saying. I'm just
and if you need a promo code, I believe a current good one to use right now is Nonstop, NONSTOP. So if you need a monthly for Sacrifice, promo code Nonstop.
There we go. Or right there.
Has a ring to it. Be a good name for a podcast.
It does. Yeah. Or like, middle word for a podcast. Let's see. What else here? And then it's got the thing that went up first was frequently asked questions. So I didn't go into that, but I don't know if you still have any questions about it, you can go check that out. They did, we're not going to go through the whole card, but they did announce some new matches for Sacrifice throughout the show. This first one for the countdown show is interesting. You got First Class.
First class.
First Class. Money. Versus Laredo Kid and Octagon Jr.
Ooh. Otherwise known as?
Son of Octagon. I don't know.
Come on, J-Bud. You know Octagon Jr.
No, I don't. You know, if
you're
gonna have to refresh.
You don't realize you do, J-Bud.
I don't remember because it's been a long time since I've, I probably do. Break it to me.
I believe Octagon
break it to me.
Is Kalisto.
Really?
Or Samurai del Sol the last time we saw him.
Oh, that could be. It's weird because he's got Pentagon's mask or something very similar to it. He's got the ninja star. He's got the, That is interesting. I guess we'll have to see. Maybe he'll become part of the roster. Well, he made a couple appearances over the last few years after he was let
go. Chicago tapings we saw him.
Yes. Although there was some hiccup with that too. He was supposed to show up and then he got injured. Yes. I don't know what happened. Something happened. I don't know. We were like, where is he? We went backstage looking for him. We couldn't find him. We looked underneath the tables. The guys are like,
where's he at?
The guys backstage were like, who the hell are these guys? We're like, we're looking for Kalisto. So we got kicked out. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Who were these jabrones?
Likely to what happened.
Never to see a wrestling event in Chicago again. At least in that venue. No, I'm kidding. It's all. I'm full of crap. All right. What else we got here? Spitfire versus it's actually going to be 3-on-2. So we got Spitfire versus Ash and Heather. And who?
And who?
Who do you think the third one is, Bill?
The third one? Who is it, J-Bud?
It's the Iceman, the personal concierge.
Can't go wrong with the personal concierge.
Oh my God.
The best. George.
He's like, George the Iceman.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. I said this during the live reaction, Bill. I said this might be better than when Heenan was in the weasel suit.
Oh. Heenan in the weasel suit.
And that's
classic Heenan.
That's filling some mighty big shoes there. But I'm just thinking charisma wise, it's Bobby the Brain Heenan, red faced, flopping around, all pissed off. I can
remember when
it in my head.
Andre did his last face turn, and he turned on him at WrestleMania, and Andre was chopping Bobby. It was classic.
Which one was that? Was that 4?
No, that was later. Maybe was it 7? Maybe it's 7.
Really? Because 3 was the big one.
Well, he didn't turn face yet. He turned face later when he was tagging with Haku.
Oh, okay.
King Haku.
King Haku. And weren't they under masks, or was that some other thing?
No, you're thinking. Well, you might be going back like the Destroyers when they were like in Japan and stuff. But that was no mask there. But then he turned face, but then he was pretty much that was the end of his run in WWE or WWF back then.
Yeah. It gets a little fuzzy. I was a wee little nerd back then.
Bobby the Brain, though. Bobby the Brain.
So, but yeah, fun stuff.
You know what? That's what it was. It was 6. It was 6.
It was 6.
It was Toronto. It was Toronto.
Okay. All right. So, the concierge joining Team Elegance.
Mayor's saying that's a different. I know Kalisto's going by Octagon Jr. So that's a different Octagon. It wouldn't surprise me. There are different people that will use the same name. The infamous La Parka. Yeah, the infamous La Parka.
Right.
So that may be the case.
So
there's another Octagon Jr.
Oh no!
There's many Octagon Juniors.
They're controversy. Who's in the mask? All right, so we're also getting Frankie Kazarian announced during the main event. Frankie Kazarian versus Steve Macklin.
Okay.
And that's going to be very interesting. We'll get into why later. We'll have to see what happens. Oh, Mayor's saying that Octagon and the former Kalisto are not the same person. Okay. All right. So, anything else you want to touch on before we get into the chat?
Well, I know they announced today that they're going to be doing a lot of promotion for the Queen of the Ring movie at Sacrifice. Like, I believe Rob Klingman, one of the new executives in the last couple, within this year, was saying that I guess they're going to have like sponsorship on the mat and I think maybe the pads, but they're going to be doing, I think there's a sponsored match. So you're going to see a lot. They're going to be showing some footage. So they're definitely going to be pushing more of the movie, which I gave my review last week. I recommend it. Definitely for a wrestling fan. I think it will be definitely well worthwhile to go see. For a casual fan, I think you can enjoy it, but I think a wrestling fan would get a little more out of it. But
I tell you what, I got a notice on my Spotify because of certain artists that I follow. That soundtrack, wow, there is
it's an interesting soundtrack. It's an interesting soundtrack. Like they got some big songs, some well-known songs in there.
Corey Taylor singing a track on there. Kitty, the heavy metal band Kitty, along with a couple other ladies, are doing let's say like a duet or whatever. So yeah, good stuff. Check out the soundtrack as well. See, I love music, so I gotta talk about music.
Yeah. Jacked up jukebox, baby.
That's right. The old jacked up jukebox. If you know, you know. Oh, they already got the photo gallery up from the 13th episode. Oh, that's tremendous.
They're moving quick. Making moves.
They are. Let's jump into the chat. I don't want them to feel like we're ignoring them because we got some stuff to talk about. And then we'll talk. We'll jump into NXT Roadblock for a while. Okay. But one thing we have to do is, first of all, thank you, Dr. Gerbs, for the $20 spot. Much love, brother. It's a full moon eclipse tonight. I didn't know that. Is that why everybody's acting goofy? No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh, that's what they said.
And it's a blood moon. Ooh, blood orange, bergamot musk scent of Mecha Wolf. Advocate 15, you already know. Check out the Printify as well for t-shirt, hoodies, flags, and even coffee. Coffee mugs. Have a good show. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr.
People
Graves.
love a good coffee mug. So thank you, Dr. Gerbs. Next, keeps rolling here. Bell's Boy, $20 spot. Thank you. Greetings, all. AEW Revolution was a great show, save for 2 matches. I saw some of it. It's all right. WWE main roster WrestleMania season is hot like butter. Is butter hot? No, it's maybe melted butter.
It can be. I can't believe it's not hot butter.
I guess. And get that in your local deli. And it's a tub of melted butter. I can't believe it's liquidy. Anyways. And the TNA team was allowed to win a match on an NXT show. Who would have thunk? Happy Sacrifice Eve. So speaking of NXT Roadblock, Bill, did you watch it?
I did watch it. It was very TNA heavy. Like I said last week, it was being debated on possibly attending, but it did not make the most sense to go up there. Like I said, Dave was under the weather, so did not decide to do it. And honestly, for what it was, and once again, like it's New York, got to take that into consideration. Just to get into that building was very expensive. So kudos to the fans supporting it, but like you're looking at $100 pretty much just to get in that building for the worst seat in the house. So like there wasn't like a cheap seat to be had there. So you were spending triple digits just to have even a half decent seat.
Now,
so
how many seats does that hold? Because I saw one other event, and it was an Impact
AAA
event
versus TNA, yeah.
AAA TNA event. Yeah, the TNA was sponsored to actually use the TNA ring. I guess,
obviously it's a much smaller venue than obviously the main Madison Square Garden. The theater is in. I think it's about 2,000. Let me see if I can confirm what it is.
Because it looked like at least a few thousand people there.
Yeah, I think it is a few thousand. Let's see capacity for it.
They said it was sold.
Oh, okay, more. So, they're saying 5,600 is the capacity.
Oh, that's amazing. That is amazing.
It feels a little higher than I would think. I think with everything in there, it might be a little less, but it's but no, it's a decent size. It's a good size venue.
Yeah. So yeah, good stuff there for an NXT event, and you got some TNA stuff involved. That's tremendous.
Heavy TNA, heavy.
So yeah, we're not going to review the entire NXT Roadblock event, but we are going to talk about the TNA related ones. First of all, let's talk about the TNA tag titles being on the line versus Fraxium. Mm-hmm. What did you think of this match, Bill?
Great way to start the show. Crowd, biggest pop of the night to start the show for the Hardys. Which not huge. Unexpected. Not unexpected. Yeah. No, and the Hardys are obviously bringing it. They're bringing it on TNA. They're bringing it on NXT. And they got the big win here over Fraxium. So it's not over. Now that they beat the NXT Tag Team Champions, it feels like now they're going to have to put their titles up against the Hardys on a TNA show.
It makes sense. And
let's just also say, and we'll get into what happened with Moose, but I don't think it's by accident that Jeff Hardy got the pin here after the Swanton as he's going into this X Division title match at Sacrifice. So Jeff Hardy's riding a lot of momentum right now too, as he's going for a singles title.
He is.
This guy.
Jeff Hardy, yes. Jeff Hardy doing great things. Really is. I think fans across the board are very happy with what's going on with the Hardys. Jeff's been clean. They've been absolutely, 5-starring it across the board at these events, putting on great matches with all sorts of teams, people, whatever. I couldn't be happier. That's all fans wanted, was Jeff to get cleaned up and have one last really good run with his brother. And I say this in general. Unfortunately, it didn't happen in AEW like we thought it was going to. But TNA fans have got to be ecstatic. It's happening in TNA, and this team has never looked better, Bill.
I cannot agree with you more. And who would have thought a run for a legend would be ruined in AEW? I never would have imagined it. You would think with their fantastic booking, they'd mess that up. They'd mess up the easiest thing in the world. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah.
Just take take arguably the greatest tag team of all time and not make them relevant. Who is it? It's not even possible, right?
Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, with the Hardys on this run that they're doing right now, they, in a sense, are proving that they are this generation's greatest tag team, period. I think, in my opinion, as far as reputation wise, I mean, yeah, there's been some ups and downs, but you could say that for any tag team. I think they're going to end up succeeding teams like the Dudley Boys, Road Warriors out there. They're making it happen, honestly.
The Hardy Boy pop.
And plus, if you got to get that action figure itch, I mean, yeah, it's AEW, but if you want any current Matt and Jeff Hardy figs, AEW's got them, and they look decent. In fact, Jazzwares just put out a new set when they were like the Broken team. I'm guessing it was like right when they were, right when they left TNA before, when they were Broken. And they went to Ring of Honor for a while before they rejoined the WWE, I believe it was. So.
The Expedition of Gold.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, they're still on that Expedition of Gold. They're still killing it. It's amazing. So yeah, well, like it's all subjective. Yeah, there's an opinion here. So there are no Road Warriors. Okay, that obviously a very different team, but it's all subjective.
We talked about this last week. It's just that was always the high bar, the Road Warriors pop for a tag team, and and the whole question was, has there been anyone that got close to that since obviously the Road Warriors? And I'd say now the Hardys are the closest thing to that tag team pop since we've seen the Road Warriors.
Look at the pop they got.
Like, I guess DX was WWE. Also close when they would reunite DX out of nowhere. But that's, I don't know. I don't know if you can count DX.
No, because that was a faction.
Yeah, like Triple H
the
and Shawn
actual
Michaels are more individual stars than a tag team, in my mind.
right
But they
the
would
tag
trot them
team
out for years to get that pop at big shows as a tag team.
the tag team from DX is Road Dogg
Correct.
and
Billy Gunn.
badass Billy Gunn. Yeah. So
That's why I will discount that, even though that was the WWE Big Pop tag team of 10 years ago.
yeah.
So I will give that to the Hardys.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I'm in the process of getting some of those figs. They look good. They look good.
Scratching that itch.
Gotta, Bill. What else? But yeah, so thank you to our chat. Thank you for the love. It's a great way to help support the show. And don't feel like, I can't afford a $20 tip. Nah, man. Just, you, you want to donate $1 or something? That's fine. We're not.
And also thank you to our members on the YouTube or the Twitch.
Yes. Thank you to our members. We got a few of them still. That's another great way to help support the show. Just a few bucks a month. Just helps keep the show afloat. It's all appreciated.
The stream and the audio flowing.
It does. From guys like you, guys and girls like you. What? I do want to give an honorable mention till we get to the second match we're going to talk about for Roadblock. Is Jordynne Grace's match that she had with Roxanne Perez. Oh my God. Jordynne Grace, I mean, I watch her wrestle in NXT and I still feel like I'm watching her wrestle in TNA. I mean, there really hasn't been much change, maybe a little to her look a little, but man, Jordynne Grace is just killing it. I'm so happy for her. I mean, yeah, does a part of me wish she was still in TNA? Yeah, but she's done it all. She's a 3-time champ. She's, and in a company like TNA, that's like, what else are you going to do? So yeah,
Jordynne Grace. We knew she obviously was the top of the division here in the knockouts. We knew she would bring that to NXT and the WWE, and she's definitely doing it. So no surprise there from the TNA fandom.
Absolutely. And now I thought I heard that match was a number 1 contenders match. I could be wrong, but if she won and she's number 1 contender, now what she wants to go after next, well, she doesn't have a lot of options, but Stephanie Vaquer has 2 belts, so we very well could. Yeah, 2 belt step. We very well could see Jordynne Grace go after her, at least one of her belts. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep reporting her progress proudly as a fan. What's next here? Oh yeah, Moose going after the NXT championship held by the ruler Obafemi. Bill, what'd you think of this match?
This I obviously got the Hardy pop to start the show, but I think this match stole the show. I think the crowd was the most in it. Obviously you had the Hardy Boys fight, but overall the back and forth, the story being told, I think this is what got the audience this match. And obviously, we saw Obafemi in the 6-man tag match, but seeing the 1v1 with Moose, like a lot of close almost falls for Moose to possibly take it. But in the end, Obafemi got the victory. But I don't think I think they did a great job just overall booking this show, because I
Yeah.
think even though the Hardys came out victorious in the tag match, Fraxium did not look bad in that match. Same thing
Correct.
here. Obafemi won. Moose did not look bad in this match. So I think they did a good job without just doing obvious wins for certain people, but making the others from the other roster look good. So, and once again, I think now this audience is realizing how good in the ring Moose is. Just
Yeah.
very underrated because he's a big guy, but he's very athletic, can do a lot in the ring.
Oh my
Like,
God.
just because of how you like maybe how a person looks, some people might go, oh, well, maybe that there's a big guy going to do big guy moves. That's not what Moose does. He'll do big guy moves, but he mixes it up. Like, there's a reason he is the X Division champion, because he can pull that off, the no
Yeah.
limits aspect. Because
Yeah.
he'll go high flyer. He'll go, like I said, still standing drop kick up there for one of the best in the world, standing drop kick. And
Absolutely.
that's what
Yeah.
I say. That's my go-to. I judge you as a wrestler by your standing drop kick.
Yeah. Yeah. And his ranks right up there with, I'd say, some of the best, like, we'll just say, like, Okada.
Yeah,
Okada is
Okada,
known
he's
for
up there
his.
as one of the best standing drop kicks. Mr. Perfect, jumping Jim Bronzell. There's a short list of great standing drop kicks, and
Yeah.
he's on the
Yeah.
list.
Absolutely. Not Ryan Nemeth. His
Or
brother.
his big brother.
His big brother has a pretty good one. At least I always thought so. But anyways,
It's decent.
um, but yeah,
Not
these
Moose,
two,
but decent.
these two guys, Moose and Obafemi. I hope this isn't the last time we see them in the ring together. Because man, um, just like if you don't put it this way, just listening to the commentary, like if you close your eyes, like it's like, what do you mean close your eyes? And you're not going to see the match. Okay, just bear with me here. If you're just listening to commentary react to what these guys are doing to each other, just for example, Obafemi picking him up, deadlifting him up above his head, Moose, 300 pounds, and just throws him out of the ring. It's like, and then, Moose beats the 10 count to get back in, but it's like, oh my God, I don't think anybody would have been shocked if that was the end of the match right there. It's like,
Mhm.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone pick up Moose and just throw him. Unbelievable. I love Obafemi. He is absolutely the future of this business. He's a lot of charisma, a lot of fun. The fans are absolutely behind him, and he has a similar um, entrance to Moose. Moose has the entrance. People go Moose. Well, Obafemi has the song where people go ooh.
Oh yeah,
So
I know.
because he's
Full
from
Sail is
from
going nuts.
Nigeria. Yeah, yeah, yeah. MSG went crazy, absolutely crazy for this. So yeah, a lot of fun. Moose just he didn't probably one of the best matches I've seen Moose in with someone his size.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times we've seen him against, say, like Eddie Edwards, Josh Alexander, that kind of. So, we'll say thank you to Swack Fan here in the chat. $5 chat. Thank you. Says, did you guys see the pic Moose posted of him and Shawn Michaels? No. Well,
I did.
I didn't. He did. But I saw the one with Taker.
Jeff Shawn.
Shawn Michaels. But yeah, he was with Taker. You know, he got pictures.
He got all the pics.
He did.
He pulled what we call Trent.
He Moose pulled a Trent. Yeah. Let me tell you that the
he
smile,
got all the backstage pics.
Usually, you know, Moose is pretty stern looking, pretty serious looking. You know, he's got a pretty mean mug. Dude, the smile on Moose's face for the Undertaker pick. Oh my God, he was like, you know, little kid smiling, big ass grin. So that's a fan. That's your fan coming out. I'm not. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think we'd all do that. But it's funny seeing that from Moose because, you know, Moose is such a big, intimidating guy. So it's funny.
All about the business.
But yeah, the only match I did not see was the Ethan Page. What's the other guy's name? I can never remember his name.
Formerly known as Jay Malachi.
Can't think of it.
Javon Evans.
Javon.
But now
Javon.
Formerly.
That's it.
Formerly Jay Malachi.
Yes. Yeah. That's one I still have to watch. I've seen some small clips.
Karate
from
Man.
Ethan Page, the Karate Man. Oh dear God! As long as he's not naked, jeez Louise. Keep your clothes on, Page. Still love you.
Chandler Park.
Yeah, Chandler. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Bell's boy. $10 super chat. Did you see what guys Moose said about him? Oh yeah, I was just about to mention that. Yeah, we're supposed to hook up. Be careful how you write that. Against one another during Moose's first TNA title reign. Yeah, so I'm guessing that was when you and I were in Chicago. Punk showed up when he was kind of floating between the two companies, I think.
Well, it was obviously it was when he was pre AEW. I believe that's when he was in his like his first title run from a while back.
Oh, first title run.
I believe so. Yes, first title run. So this was like MMA Phil era, I believe. Like post Mickey. Post him getting whooped in the MMA ring. I think that may have been the reach out, which I think they did. Obviously, like we know, there's definitely a bunch of Punk supporters, and obviously he's good for business. So I think there was interest, but I don't know if it, once again, I don't know how serious it got. I'm sure it was discussed. I don't know if there was any real.
I thought it was when the last time that you and I were one of the last times you and I were in Chicago.
Well, he showed up. He was supporting, but I don't think there was any chance of him actually taking part in the show.
Because I thought that's what it was Scott D'Amore wanting to, you know, throw some money at him.
I know there were rumblings about Scott D'Amore because, like, there were rumblings of them wanting to pay him big money to show up briefly. Mercedes, Sasha Banks, like they were interested supposedly in spending big money in everybody back then. I don't know how much I believe of any of that, how serious that was. And that goes even back to Jericho saying he was going to sign like a huge deal that he turned down. But I don't know if I'm buying any of those contracts. They sound good in fake dirt sheet news.
Well, I mean, Fozzy had a song for one of the pay-per-views back in the day for
There you
TNA.
go.
That's about as close as it got. So don't ask me what show or what year, but whatever. So but thank you. That's pretty much it from the NXT Roadblock news. Great show. If you guys want to, see some of the matches, and you just want like quick access to it, go check out the CW YouTube page. I think they listed like all the matches individually, and they're all about 10 minutes long. That's not real long, give or take a little bit. Not long at all.
You can get through them quick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great show, especially the main event. Those ladies, man, amazing stuff.
Check it out.
Yeah. Anything else you want to discuss before we dive into today's episode?
We can touch on any more news as we get into the show.
Okay.
Because we know somebody has left TNA, but we'll get into that after we talk about a match they participated in.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I think that confused some fans too. But yeah, it's at least some of the chat was confused, let me tell you.
What's going on here?
Live reaction. Yeah, I mean, I was shocked too, but anyways. All right. So yeah, let's get into this. This is the March 13th, 2025 episode of TNA Impact. We're starting out hot here. Leon Slater versus Eddie Edwards. We got a stipulation though here, Bill. The stipulation is whoever wins this one wins the advantage for the steel cage match for tomorrow night at Sacrifice with the 5-on-5.
Ooh, lethal lockdown sounding right now.
It does, doesn't it? It sounds like lethal lockdown without calling it lethal lockdown.
I would agree.
I could just picture, Santino coming out tomorrow night and be like, "Summon a gun. We're gonna call this a lethal lockdown." To the place, oh my god, the place would explode. I mean, you might as well.
That's pretty much what it is, but it's not a lockdown. It's not a lockdown.
That's
the one.
It's not official, so it is what it is.
Lethal lockdown at Sacrifice.
Sacrifice. I love Santino, man. He's so much fun. Just do all the commentary in the Santino voice. Welcome to the show. Oh god. But yeah, so Eddie Edwards gets the win here. But let me tell you, Leon Slater, nothing to sneeze at here. This kid is an absolute bona fide star in the making.
Oh yeah, and that he's in the cage match, like obviously that tells you what you need to know. And I'd have to look back at the Lethal Lockdown when they've done matches like this, but it feels like the heel team always gets the advantage to start out a Lethal Lockdown.
It's
because that's how you tell the story. If the faces have the advantage, what kind of story is that?
Right, unless you're trying to push the next big heel and have a controversial ending. It's hell, Bill, it's 50-50. It's
because you got to have the faces try to take over from the heels having an advantage. That's wrestling 101. So, but yeah, no. Obviously, the future is very, very bright for Leon Slater. I'll be interested to see what kind of reaction he gets from that big crowd in Texas.
Yeah.
Will he be super over? I think as soon as he does, like I said, I have big expectations. Like, I think Leon Slater's going to pull off the Elix Skipper moment.
Oh, he might.
He's going to do something. Like, he's going to do something off that cage. Because got to remember, Jeff is in his own match, his ladder match with Moose. So it ain't going to be Jeff Hardy doing something crazy off the cage. It's going to be Leon Slater.
Right. Unless the system, brings down, unless they, change the order of the matches and they actually make, Moose, Jeff Hardy the main event. And then they bring down the cage and then make it all controversial and it'd be like a big old hot mess. I could picture them doing something like that and just blowing people's minds, but I don't think they're doing it. So, but
and there could be surprises. Tessa's been talking surprises.
I think I know one of them. If I had to guess, Bill, I'd say Indy Hartwell's going to show up. Oh. That's my guess, because her entrance theme is already out there on Spotify.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Done by the infamous band that does the Cody Rhodes, among many other famous wrestling tunes. So, downstate. So,
okay,
it's a good tune. It's not hard to find. You can look it up. So, yeah, that's my guess. So, but yeah, so Eddie Edwards gets the win here. Heels have the advantage. Really no surprise, Then we got there's a super chat from Swag Fan. Thank you, brother. Says, does Slater do the Elix Skipper cage walk? We literally were just talking about that. I think there's a good chance.
I don't think the same thing, but I think there could be something similar.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does, because he's kind of, if you think about it, Bill, he's kind of limited inside the cage. He's used to do his flying stuff from the inside to the outside.
To the outside.
He'll go over the corner of the, the ring to someone standing there. He could
do a lot of rotations, is my guess. Off the top of the cage onto the mat.
Do like a 450
or he could go from the top of the ring to the floor. He could go from the top of the cage to the floor. On somebody. God,
that's scary.
He does scary stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, every time he jumps over that ring post.
Oh yeah, there's no lack of charisma in that boy. It's unbelievable.
He's jumped over me.
Are you serious?
Oh, when he jumped over the ramp to go over, like he cleared me. It's like, whoa, we got to lean on Slater second.
Oh, nice.
Like,
so he becomes his own UFO.
Yeah.
Nuts. This kid is so talented. Yeah, we'll see. Thank you, Swag Fan. I'm sure he's going to have something planned. We'll see. Next, we got old Mansour and Callahan facing off here, and Mansour's just like, yeah, come on, go ahead, hit me. And Callahan's like, he's just, He's just grinding his teeth. He's so pissed. He's like, "You son of a bitch!" Steph DeLander's just egging him on. Come on, Callahan.
But they won't touch each other. Won't touch each other yet.
No. But that street fight's gonna be nuts, Bill. I can't wait for it. It's what fans have wanted, like myself, for a long time. See part 2 from the MLW match years later. 6 years later? About 6 years later, we got part 2. And it's going to be even better. I know it is. Let's see. We got Wes Lee and his crew versus Laredo Kid. Very fun match.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's still funny seeing Wes Lee a part of this whole thing, but I think it's great.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
TNA, you know, he's fun to boo because he's the bad guy. But down deep inside, I know TNA fans are like, "Hey, it's great
He's
to
just
see
a
him
rascal.
back."
He's just a rascal at heart.
He is. You know he's backstage with them, just like, "Can you believe we're doing this?"
We know you really think, Dez.
Yeah. But Laredo Kid, no slouch here, putting on a great match with Wes Lee.
And he might be getting a push in El Paso.
Maybe.
Him and Octagon Jr., and then who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, if Octagon stays.
Like, knows? I'm guessing the Luchadors will be very over in El Paso, but we'll see.
Oh, yeah. Why is that, Bill? I'm kidding.
The border is literally there. So you should have some crossover.
Legal, of course.
Sorry. That's why I figured when I saw the name Octagon Jr., it would be the like Kalisto, because Octagon Jr., like Octagon is a big name in like AAA and Lucha Libre. So I figured it would just be, it makes more sense to use that name when you're so close to Mexico.
Yeah.
But no, it should be good. Like kind of going that luchador way, if they have like fill-in type talent. Speaking of Chicago, it wouldn't be a bad idea in my mind to bring back Sam Adonis in some format, because he's like at least years ago, like he's a great heel in like the luchador way. I know he was very like his pro America versus Mexico, which was getting a lot of heat down in Mexico years ago. But I haven't heard much from Sam since he left MLW a couple of years ago.
Well, there was, and it's funny. There was a thing, and I think this was prior to Brian Cage joining TNA. But they both had the same gimmick, didn't they? Down in Mexico, it was like a pro-American thing.
I know Sam Adonis did for sure, because I saw him do that gimmick in the States
there was
at Lucha
and there was some heat. I think there was some heat between them.
I did not see Cage do it, so I cannot confirm or deny what Cage may have been doing pre-TNA. Like I know he did his gut check, which he did not succeed when he did gut check in TNA, and then he was back on the indies and stuff before he did return, and before he went to Lucha Underground. But he didn't do it in Lucha Underground. So, because pretty much that Lucha Underground character is what he then did in TNA, obviously. So
right, minus the murdering.
Not that TNA doesn't sometimes do murdering, but at least not him.
What?
Come on, this is TNA we're talking about here. Who shot Bravo? Little Jimmy.
Who
or
shot
Richie, whoever it
Bravo?
was.
Little Richie.
Yeah, little Richie.
Yeah. It was
Everybody in the undead realm.
oh God. Yeah, Luchasaurus, among others.
I think there's
Killed
a
it.
whole bunch of dead bodies in the undead realm.
How many times has the Sinister Minister been offed in TNA and come back?
You can always come back.
He's got to say it's got to be more than once.
You always come back. They always come back. Nothing wrong with that.
Right. But anyways, with David in the chat, I remember Lucha Ground Murder. Haha. The best was Brian Cage with the counselor in the office. And they didn't show it, but they showed enough to where you knew he put his fist through the guy's head and his head exploded. And all they showed was an eyeball rolling across the floor. It was like, oh. I was like, that's the Brian Cage I love, man. That was because he had the gauntlet. Remember the gauntlet?
I remember the gauntlet.
Good shit, man. That was the best damn thing in wrestling that decade. Anyways, we continue. But yeah, Wesley. Okay, so Wesley gets the win over Laredo Kid. Rascals and Ace Austin come out and they're like, look, see, this is how you do this. We're polite. We didn't interfere like you did. So they're talking to him, and camera goes to Wesley, and he looks like he's like dancing the jig in the ring. He's like
little jig.
Not taking him seriously at all. He's part rascal. That's why. So yeah,
he is part rascal.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's going to be a fun match come Sacrifice. Wesley and his two guys, Tyson and Tyriek against the Rascals and Ace Austin. Let's see. We get the announcing of the 3-on-2 from Santino backstage. Spitfire comes up to them. And did you see what Team Excellence or Elegance did to us? Blah, 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 blah. And then Team Elegance is like, well, did you see what they did to us? And blah, 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 blah. And they're, cat fighting. And Santino's like, stop it. Come on. Knock it off. And he's like, I got an idea. Let's make it 3-on-2. And Team Elegance is like, ooh, who's our third member? Ooh, is it going to be the Iceman? That's not what he said. It was, the concierge. But yeah, the look they do a zoom in on the Iceman's face, and he's like, "What?" Hilarious, comedy gold.
Comedy gold.
And Spitfire's like, psh, really? they are not threatened one bit by the outnumber here, Billy.
No, they are not.
So, any bets on what Iceman's gonna wear to the ring?
I'm thinking probably something like Bobby Heenan would have worn back in the day. I'm guessing some type of. He might go one strap. Who knows? Who knows?
Oh God!
But I'm guessing
a unitard.
Some type of unitard is my guess.
Oh my God! I wouldn't be surprised if he, like Josh Alexander wears like the collegiate stuff, like typical collegiate stuff with a design on it. I wouldn't be surprised if the Iceman wears something like that, except he's a toothpick, so it's going to look ridiculous on him. I wouldn't even be surprised if he comes down to the ring with some headgear on. That'd be the
There you go.
that'd be the
I
best.
need some headgear.
Because it's
They
just
can
going
cut a promo. Best wrestler in TNA history with headgear.
Besides Josh Alexander. And then the people who make the memes will have even more fun because they'll say who wore it better, Michael Cole or the Concierge.
Oh,
that's a tough one.
Michael Cole catching
catching
shrapnel from the Bone Man.
If you remember, you remember. If you know, you know. Yeah. Not many guys have done that and gotten away with it so well. And I don't remember a lot of stuff like that. So the fact that like stood out, that was when Michael Cole was like a heel. I think that was when he wrestled Jerry, the King Lawler, I think, I want to say. It was something like that. Michael Cole was
heel announcers getting in the storylines.
Michael Cole had some major heat with that one. Oh my God. If you hated him just for doing commentary, you hated him even more for being an ass to Jerry the King. Oh my God.
Well, remember, he took JR's job. That's why everyone got all flustered.
Now that too. I mean, it was upsetting, but JR also had a lot of health issues, so I think that was part of it. But anyways, yeah. It was understandable, but still sucked. Yeah. But now Michael Cole's like on another level because he doesn't have someone in his ear, barking at him every 2 seconds. Michael Cole could be Michael Cole. Oh, look at the fun he has with Pat McAfee. It's ridiculous. All right. We're all over the place tonight. What the hell? I don't care. Next, we got Xia Brookside.
Ooh.
Great knockouts match. Xia Brookside versus Rosemary.
Ooh.
Old lurking Rosemary. Looking absolutely devious on the way to the ring. Looking like she's like almost like licking her chops. She looked like she was like eating, like pretend eating something. It was weird. Like licking her finger. You have to go back and look at the entrance. It was weird. I'm like, what is she eating? She's just munching on someone's soul, just having a little snacky snack.
And then it becomes a misty aftertaste.
It does. But what'd you think of this match, Bill?
No, I thought this one was real good. Xia, I thought, and Rosemary, they put on a good match here. Like the ending with the mist. Definitely building to something here now with Rosemary and Xia. Obviously, that's not the end of it. That's now kind of the start of something we got. So I'm down for that. I think that's because like you kind of look, you got your Masha title picture, you got your Tessa angle, and now you got your Rosemary Xia feud. That's you got 3 major knockout feuds, and then the knockouts tag title picture, which has been going on for months between Ash and Elegance and Spitfire.
Yeah, that's been fun. So
you got plenty of knockout storylines going on right now.
So here's the thing about Xia Brookside. She's so squeaky clean. She's got the pop punk entrance. She's a little darling, Looks like she's barely out of high school, Goes to church every other day, looks like, But you see her at the end. I'm just guessing. But you see her at the end of this match. before she gets misted, Rosemary is crawling into the ring and she's got a chain. Xia Brookside steps on her hand, takes the chain from her, and there is a long pause. Like she's like looking at the chain. And Rosemary can't move because she's stepping on her hand, but she's just sitting there. She's looking at the chain, and it's like, I'm like, is there some weird energy flowing from Rosemary to Xia Brookside that's causing her
Dark
to get a
side.
little something? Something's happening.
Ooh.
And then she gets misted. That don't help no one. Look what happened to what's his face. Gresham? Yeah. Gresham.
Well, he got inked. He got inked. You got all kinds of stuff. So
He got
but yeah, we'll see what happens. It's like this ain't over. So but not looking forward to it.
So Xia Brookside wins the match, but it's not like she actually wins the match.
Yeah, like she may have technically got the victory, but it was probably Rosemary looking like she came out on top at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't know what's going to happen to Xia Brookside now that she got misted. Is it going to affect her? Is it not going to affect her? We'll see. We'll have to see what kind of story they build off of this, if any. We'll see. But then the match. The match was great. Then we got a little campfire going on, Bill. I'm waiting for a little kumbaya to bust out. Little fire. Kumbaya by the fire. No, we didn't get that.
S'mores? We get s'mores?
We get s'mores, some lightning bugs. We got Macklin. We got Macklin. And he's sharing a drink with EY. Oh my God, they're both toasted. That's why they're not fighting. No, they're not. But Macklin's interesting. He's got a short fuse, but his fuse isn't so short at the fact that EY can sit next to him at the fire and he's going to just, destroy him. No, man, he's sharing his liquor with him. And he's like, and they're talking about their past, and what got them to the point of tagging together and also to the point of where they are now and what led to that. And then all in all, basically, it's just reiterating that Steve Macklin is not going to change his mind. He's not going to budge.
He's not joining the armory.
No, he's not. And he's like, it's inevitable. And they even say this, that, they're going to wind up meeting down the road somewhere again. And what's going to happen when that happens is we're going to have to wait and see. But then, Macklin's like, I'm not changing my mind. Look, here's your drink. You enjoy it. I'm out of here. EY takes a big sip and he just looks into the fire and he's got this like shit-eating smirk, like he knows what's going to happen. He's got a plan. He's already had a plan because he knew what Steve Macklin was going to do. Now we're going to have to wait and see how this unfolds.
Makes sense.
I would not be surprised, Bill, if EY, and this is pretty simple. EY plans something because he says to Macklin, he's like, everybody needs someone to back him up. Everybody does. Except for Macklin, of course. I would not be surprised if EY orchestrates something to make it look like, oh, well, I guess I guess you really do need some help because something's going to happen to Macklin. Somebody's going to attack him. And it's probably not going to be the armory because that'd be too obvious. You know. And then EY could be the hero. And he's going to try to change Macklin's mind and be like, well, yeah, maybe I do need you and your army. So
I like it.
I don't be surprised if something like that happens. It may even happen as soon as tomorrow, Bill, because we're getting Kaz versus Macklin.
Sacrifice.
What if someone makes the sacrifice and runs down to the ring and attacks Macklin during the match?
Oh my.
Yeah. Someone under a mask. We don't know who it is.
Won't be able to see him.
No. No. No, that's too crazy. Oh my God. No, that's during the main event, 5-on-5.
There you go.
He'll climb the cage and attack Joe Hendry. And El Paso will just explode. Anyways. All right. Next. What do we got here? JDC.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
What did I miss something?
We do.
Okay.
But I forgot the JDC versus the People's Choice.
The People's Choice. Cody Deaner.
The people.
The beginning of this is kind of goofy, you know, because he's like, you need to turn around, go through the ropes, jump down from the apron, and get the hell out of here. You know, it's like, he's like, you got kids. Okay, that was okay. So that was the funniest part of this because Cody Deaner's talking. He's like, I got kids. And the crowd chants, he's got kids. He's got kids. And he's like, no, that's someone else's gimmick. He's like, but it was funny.
It was funny.
It was cute. But JDC is just trying to convince him. He's like, just get out of here. Go back to your kids. Take the L. You know, be a man about it. Just do it. Just do it. You know, he's shoving him.
No, it's good for you.
Yeah. And he's like, well, look, it's not up to you. It's really not even up to me. Who's it up to, Bill?
The people.
The people. Of course.
You love it.
Oof.
Love to see it.
So, fun match between the two. JDC cheats, gets the win. Typical JDC. Typical system. You know, which, yeah, it's predictable, but it's just how it all plays out is fun, you know. Because everyone loves Cody Deaner. Well, maybe not everyone, but, you know.
Not the system.
Yeah. All right, next we get Ariana Grace on commentary. This one's big, Bill. This one's
liaison.
Big. Miss NXTNA, yes. Still wearing a sash. Like she won, and she just keeps reminding people.
Good for her.
Good for, yes. Santino's a proud papa. Tessa Blanchard, Cora Jade working together for the first time. Very interesting. Versus Yǐng and Masha Slamovich. Because tomorrow night it's going to be Tessa Blanchard versus Yǐng and Cora Jade versus Masha Slamovich for the Knockouts title. I tell you, I can't wait to see that Tessa match. That's going to be fun.
I will be.
Now, the ending of this match is very interesting, but
pay attention.
Before we get to it's very telling about the future of the
very
knockouts.
Much like the Jeff Hardy Moose pins we saw over a period of time going into this title match.
Yeah.
This is the first Savo in the Tessa Masha angle. Because she does get the pin over Masha in this tag match.
She does. And, so she obviously goes into Sacrifice with a huge advantage. Number one, technically she already beat Yǐng because of the tag. Number two, she's going to be in the head of Masha Slamovich now because of the pin.
Don't disagree. And hey, they want to go that angle. If you want to go that way, never lost. She still never lost a world championship.
This is true.
It was
and
they're removed from her, but you can if she gets to a level, you could be like, well, hey, I never even lost the world championship, let alone the Knockouts championship. So
some heat.
Hey, she's about the heat, J-Bone. Turn your oven on because it's about the heat.
She'll just aim it right back at everyone. She don't care. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this was a great match. Interesting watching them all go back and forth. I feel like Cora Jade's connecting a little better in the ring.
Mm-hmm. Small improvements, but definitely improvements.
Yeah. Because our team has been, what's the word? Oh yeah, critical. Critical of how she's maybe her charisma level, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Now, what was also interesting at the end of this match was the way Cora Jade and Tessa were kind of eyeing each other up and down after the match. Like, well, all right, this worked.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah. So, maybe again down the road. Who knows? Now, this next part was absolute fire, Bill. Absolute gold.
Best feud in TNA right now.
Some of it a little hard to stomach because of how real it gets. But
it goes there.
It's absolute gold. And it's the summit between Mike Santana and Mustafa Ali, led by Tom Hannafin. Man, I'm telling you, if I was Tom Hannafin, I'd be shaking in between them. I wouldn't want to be in between them because you're going to catch something.
That's right.
Catch a hook or something. Critical sting buffering. Yes. But yeah. So what did you think of the back and forth and how?
This whole storyline's been fantastic, and they're just adding on to it every week here. So this
fuel.
And that's what it feels like. Like whatever we get at Sacrifice, I'm sure it's going to be very good, but it's not ending. Like this thing, they're going to let this burn for months. I feel like there's no reason to end this. Like you gotta stretch this out. for the foreseeable future because it's your best feud right now in the company.
It is. It is. And I don't be surprised if this stretches all the way into one of them getting a title and then continuing.
It definitely could.
And it could be either one. Because it's going to be, the heat coming off of this is scorching. And I mean that in a good way. It's like, crazy. But that just shows how good, because so many times, you'll see like all the focus is on the tippy top. Not in this case.
Nope.
No, because we're waiting to see what happens with Joe Hendry's title run, and you got all these people coming up behind him.
That's right.
You got Santana. You got Mustafa Ali. Moose has the X Division title, but don't count him out from being on top.
Definitely not.
Just, Eddie Edwards. And, among many others, could be number one contenders easily. So,
lot going on.
So, in that case, Terrence, I'm gonna just I'm gonna disagree with you, but it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. So yeah, that Summit was crazy. Ended in a brawl, and just how it ended. He opens up a bottle of whatever, I'm guessing wine, champagne, whatever it was. Pours a glass of it, leaves it in front of Mike Santana. He's like, "Here, this is for you for when you wake up." It's like, oh my God.
That ain't right. That ain't right.
It's not just, okay, you beat him. You won this battle. You didn't win the war, but you won this battle. You couldn't just walk away. No, you left a glass of alcohol sitting there for him. Oh my God.
What a heel.
So he comes to and he's just shaking, looking at this glass. And it's like, oh my God. Crazy. They're going to burn the house down. We then get a promo for Immersed. I have not watched it yet, but considering who usually produces these, they're great at what they do.
Yes.
I can't think of the guy's name.
Barbosa.
Thank you. Very good. Very good. If you watch his other stuff, it's all gold. It's great director, producer, whatever. So yeah, it's on my to-do list. Have you watched it yet?
I have not yet.
Okay. I don't know when it came out.
Catch up on it this weekend.
Okay. Yeah, same here. Frankie Kazarian is then brought out on commentary for the main event.
The main event.
And like the whole time, I'm like, because I've been avoiding spoilers as far as who fought who and whatever. So I don't have a clue. I'm like, who the hell is he facing for the world title? Joe Hendry.
Santino, tell us.
I'm like, oh, it's got to be good if Santino's out there. Because he's the guy. He holds this thing. He's very proud of that badge. That badge of honor. And out comes Ryan Nemeth.
Ooh.
Oh, my God. I'm like, no. You can't build up this whole episode and then have it be Ryan Nemeth. That's ridiculous.
The Hollywood hunk?
Nick Nemeth's younger brother. Oh my God. So he goes down to the ring and he's like, my brother was nice enough to let me cash in his championship rematch clause. And I'm like,
is that how it works?
there's no way. There's no way Nick would do that. No. Loves his brother? Sure. Would he just hand it away? No. Hell no. So Ryan's being...
For you.
Yeah, right? Yeah, whatever. Ryan goes down. 10 seconds later, match is over. And I'm like, well, okay.
Blink, you missed it.
Yeah, right? So I'm like, okay. Santino's like, well, I don't know. That was not supposed to happen. That guy's crazy. It's like, yeah, no shit.
You might need some Blue Chew to last longer.
Right? Poor guy. So then out comes the real contender, Hammerstone.
Santino. He make a match.
Santino brings out a Hammerstone. A Hammersmith. No, Hammerstone.
So this caught all of your people off guard, J-Bud.
Absolutely.
Because he's gone.
Gone. Yes. Technically made the announcement, which I don't know why he did this. Like, I get it, but
not the right timing. Not the right timing.
No. It doesn't make. I don't know. It doesn't seem like this. I'm not calling him stupid by any means. He's a great wrestler, but the timing on this could have been a lot better. Like, say,
tomorrow,
24 hours after.
Yeah.
This weekend saying, hey, thank you, TNA, for whatever. My time has come to an end. Oh, that's your last match. Okay. Instead of making the announcement within the last week and then all of a sudden, oh, he's back? It's like,
what's this, pro sports?
Yeah.
People saying they're leaving and then they stay where they're at. Come on.
I don't get it. That's wrestling. What are you gonna do? But see, and that right there just kind of threw off the mood for the match. Like, instead of, oh, it's Hammerstone, great to see him back, because they said that during the match. They're like, wow, he's been gone for months. Oh, wow.
And I agree. Like, at the time, that's how I felt. But yeah, kind of seeing what happened over the last week definitely put a damper on it, because you're like, well, what's going on here? I guess you can look at that as the negative to a tape show. But also, yeah, like, once again, that's just, it's bad timing. Not that ain't the first time, ain't going to be the last time we see something like that. Where
it happens all the time in wrestling.
Yeah, where something beforehand, as people finish up on a taping, that's going to happen. But you like it just to be a little more kind of cloaked as opposed to put out there. But like, good match, obviously, all that. But some of the, obviously, those outer comments and forces definitely put a little bit of a damper on it.
Yeah, and honestly, Bill, like, I like Joe Hendry. I'm good with him as champ, but this was not a good match. Not in my opinion. Like, this, not that I ever want to pick a stinker out of an episode, but this was a stinker. And I'm not blaming Joe. I think it was just, I don't know if it was the chemistry. I don't know if Hammerstone was in a mood, so he didn't put as much.
Well, obviously, now that you know
into a
it was
match.
it was his like goodbye match.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely part of that because it's weird. Like it's almost like the last time we saw Hammerstone, he was working face, and then he went right back to heel because he was going out the door. Um, and that's kind of that's like I think we've said this before with Joe, I guess, and that's the negative right now to the run is you don't want him beating a bunch of people in your main event. So he's kind of going through the flavors of the week. And now with
Yeah.
Hammerstone being on his way out, that's what he was in this match.
Yeah.
So there's only so much without him, like your other main eventers taking losses. But I think they're going to have to do that pretty soon. And one of the main eventers are going to have to take a loss, the Joe, as you continue to build them up because, yeah, this didn't help. I won't say it hurt his title run, but it definitely did not help his title run like they probably hoped it would.
Because I said this before the match even started, Bill. I said, on paper, you look at these two, Hammerstone is going to wipe the floor with Joe Hendry. I'm sorry. I've seen enough Hammerstone matches and how they went to know how just thinking logically as a wrestling fan how this typically would have went.
Yeah, although and it's too bad we didn't get it. Like we did not get the MLW Hammerstone that had 3 matches with Jacob Fatu. We got a different version of Hammerstone in TNA. And that's a lot of reasons for that, but we did not get that version. But I'll disagree because the version of Hammerstone we got in TNA, I don't believe would beat Joe Hendry. Now, we both know Hammerstone from MLW and before TNA, but how he was used in TNA and how he moved around TNA. Well, because remember, like look at his he has 2 title defenses against a tag team of Hammerstone and Jake something. And with obviously Hammerstone gone and Jake's injury, who knows what that means? But that's that's kind of so that's not really a surprise that he won. But Hammerstone obviously could have been built up to be a main event contender. It just was not in the cards.
Right. I mean, in theory, how when he first came in, I mean, he was put up against a top guy like Josh Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys had great match. I mean,
yes, very big initial kind of push, but then obviously a lot of things kind of went off the rails.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it just felt weird to me. You know, is it going to affect the rest of Joe Hendry's title reign? No, by any means, no, absolutely not. This was like if you look at Joe Hendry's whole title reign, I'm sorry, no one's going to talk about this match.
No,
you know,
it will be more of an afterthought in the Joe Hendry run. It'll be more how he got it, and then obviously there will be different matches I'm sure picked out. But this right now, what like it could have been, but like this was like after an absence, kind of a one-off. The kind of just like okay, do the job on the way out the door. But so like I said, and I get it. Hey, you don't want someone else to take a loss, but yeah, it didn't really accomplish, I think, what they probably wanted it to accomplish. And like I said, obviously the news straight from Hammerstone earlier in the week did not help it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that didn't help it. So, but overall, it was a good go home episode because then after this,
we got everybody.
Everybody comes down. Everybody comes to pile on top of Joe Hendry. Elijah comes out. Hardy comes out. Both Hardys. Because Jeff's going after Moose. Leon, was it Leon Slater?
Yep.
Yeah, Leon Slater. I know I'm forgetting someone. Maybe I'm not.
Oh, well, Elijah.
Oh, no, I said Elijah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole gang. The whole gang.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's just the colognes are in there too. So
Yeah. Yeah, the
which
clones in the system. And that's what got everybody to come out.
we got to get the cologne some matching gear now. Everybody
Maybe.
can have matching system tracksuits. How about that?
Maybe. Never know. Go with their rings.
Oh, you got the rings. Oh, yeah, but you got to get the cologne some rings first. Then get them the tracksuits, right?
One step at a time.
Yes, one thing at a time.
But that was the end of the show.
That's the end of the show. Good, like I said, good go home episode. Crazy, good knockouts action. Good tag team stuff. A lot of stuff leading to tomorrow's matches, and yeah, I can't wait to see it. I mean, unfortunately I'm not going to be able to watch it live. You're going to be there, right, Bill?
I will be there.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure on your way out of here, you smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of our content hits your screen. Good night, folks. Take care. Have a good one.